What's going on, everybody? My name is Mark, and welcome back to Millennial Reacts. We are here with the last episode of The Last of Us, another show done after this, so I'm really happy about that. So I finally have some more time to do some other things as well. Um, Nevertheless, really enjoyed the show. Um, I will give my final thoughts after this episode, obviously, but so far it has had its ups and downs for sure, but I have been enjoying it a lot. Um, Obviously, since I played the game, I know sort of what's going to happen. I wonder if they do intend to change some things around, but I think overall, like the main story is not going to be changed too much. Um, and I know a lot of people have been complaining a little bit about the lack of infected. And I kind of agree with that. It would have been nice to have a little bit more action pieces in between, the dramatic scenes. But I mean, Jesus, why can I not say that? The dramatic scenes do carry the story. So I am sort of happy that they did focus on that a lot more. But I do agree that in a show that has all these crazy creatures, these infected, um, it would be nice to have some more tension with that because I don't really feel scared for the characters in most scenarios. Um, where in the game when you're walking around, you're always a little bit on edge because behind a corner there could just be an infected. So I do think they could have captured that a little bit better. But I definitely, like I said, I am happy that they focused, they laid the focus more on the dramatic rather than just a generic zombie show. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. If you haven't followed, my posts on the community post or my last video where I kind of like explained why I wasn't uploading. I had some sort of eye infection, and sorry, I got some. I'm still a little bit. I still have a bit of a cold too, but I had an eye infection. It's still not like completely gone. Like whenever I wake up, I still, you know, have itchy eyes and stuff, and even during the day, sometimes it still itches a little bit, but it's definitely getting a lot better. So hopefully this week I can finally, get back to recording some things as well again. Like I said, after this, we're going to be done with another show, and I just want to be done with all of the shows that I'm watching first before I start anything new. So we're gonna do that first. So if you're waiting for something new, that's why I'm not starting anything after this. Um, yeah, let's jump into it. I hope you guys like my reaction. If you do, please leave a like. It really helps me out. And if you want to see me react to whatever we're gonna react to next, season 2 of this, obviously when it comes out, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those videos coming to the channel in the future. Also, if you want access to the full length reaction of this episode, you can go to patreon.com/millennialreacts, where we watch the entire episode together. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say, so let's watch it. I was wondering if we're gonna jump into the intro or if we're gonna have a scene first. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is what I think it is. This is Ashley Johnson, who voiced Ellie in the games, and from what I heard before the show even came out, is that she plays Ellie's mom. So I'm assuming we're gonna see her giving birth to Ellie.
It's me!
I could so hear the voice of Ellie. Oh my god.
Anyone?
She also played in the Avengers, by the way. No. Oh, I thought for a second I thought she was gonna like cut the baby out, but she has the knife for protection. I wonder if they're showing this to kind of like explain how the baby or how Ellie is immune to the infection. Maybe because he was bit and it kind of got something, you know, into its bloodstream, but not enough to actually take it over. Something like that. I think that's the reason why they're showing this, actually. That looks so realistic, by the way. That whole like umbilical cord, and this is like a super super young infant child too.
I got you. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
But she got bit, so how does she get this baby safely to the quarantine zone? Yeah, but like I said, I definitely think that because she got bit during giving birth, that's kind of how they explain why this child is immune. Because in the game, we don't get that explanation. I don't think you need it per se to, to buy the story, but it does help to have some sort of explanation, I guess. And a show like this is perfect to have those kind of scenes. It's gotta suck, man. Giving birth and then not even being able to like rest or sleep. You have to stay awake for the baby. There's no nurse or anything to take over.
I can't do that. I don't want you to give her this. Her name is Ellie. I can't. How long have we known each other?
How can you say no to a dying woman's last wish?
And then you kill me.
Okay. Second to last wish, I guess. Is she gonna kill her?
I can't kill you.
Oh, come on.
No, please.
He's gonna leave her to turn? That's even worse.
Marlene!
At least give her a gun to shoot herself then.
Here. Hold her head. There you go. Take this.
Oh, she is gonna do it. I guess.
Cover her ears.
Just go outside with the baby. Please. Yeah. Like I said, you should have gone outside with the baby. Why is this guy not, trying to comfort the baby? He's just like, what do I do? Oh my god. Present day. Yeah, we're at the stage now where Joel has finally accepted her, the relationship that they've built.
Ellie?
Hmm? Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Such a different dynamic now, you know. Like first she was like yearning for his attention and approval, and now he's almost doing the opposite. I wonder if we're gonna see some infected, you know? Like this is the last episode. I feel like they're gonna have to.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Just you kind of seem extra quiet today, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Did you hear what I...
Yeah, boost. Got it.
Wonder if today was the day that she got bit and lost her friend. Maybe that's also something that is on her mind. Maybe not, but would have been around this time last year, right?
Whoa.
Damn it, Ellie!
That could have been so much worse. Oh, I'm getting chills. It is a little chilly here, so maybe that's also a factor.
It's all right. Can you hurry up? Come on.
It's gotta be CGI, right? I think so. I think the coloring is a little different, but it looks good.
So fucking cool. Oh, where's she going?
To the herd. I don't know if you call a group of giraffes a herd, by the way. But...
What do you mean? What else are we supposed to do?
Nothing. We just go back to Tommy's. We forget about the whole damn thing.
After all we've been through. Everything I've done.
Yeah.
It can't be for nothing.
Exactly.
I know you mean well. I know you want to protect me. You have. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
Well. It shows dedication. Loyalty.
We finish what we started.
For sure. I think I would be the same if I in her position, you know? Like, after all, after being a whole year together, doing so much crazy stuff, you can't just now turn back when you're that close, you know?
It was me.
What?
I was the guy who shot and missed.
Oh, I thought he got it when he was protecting Sarah, or tried to. I thought he was mentioning that. Okay.
There's no story. Sarah died. And I couldn't see the point anymore. Simple as that. It went out. And
tried to.
Went to pull the trigger. I flinched.
I see.
Still don't know why.
Took it as a sign, maybe.
People are making apocalypse jokes like there's no tomorrow. Too soon?
No, it's topical.
Oh, I love this one. Moon rocks taste better than Earth rocks. Why? Because they're meteor.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
that's
fuck you. That was actually good.
That's a 0 out of 10.
All right. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
Those are 3 out of 10.
Oh shit!
5 out of 10.
So, okay. I'm assuming we're gonna skip the whole infected tunnel. And we're being dragged into the Firefly hospital now. That's too bad. I was hoping to see some more infected this episode. Just to get some tension in the episode, you know? Oh well. What the heck was that? Oh, Firefly logo. Thought it was blood.
Welcome to the Fireflies. Easy. You got hit pretty hard. Patrol didn't know who you were.
They could have asked, you know.
Our doctor, he thinks that the cordyceps in Ellie has grown with her since birth.
Why is she in surgery?
It produces a kind of chemical messenger. It makes normal cordyceps think that she's cordyceps. It's why she's immune. He's gonna remove it from her.
Yeah, so that's exactly why they showed that scene in the beginning.
There won't be any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now!
If they've got to follow the game, this guy's not going to have his balls any longer.
I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
At least let him say goodbye, you know? Or ask her what she wants.
The fuck are you doing? Keep walking. I said keep walking.
Where is she? Fuck you. I don't have time for this.
Oh, is he taking that rifle? That assault rifle? Think so. No. What? Or maybe he already has one? That just seems like a regular rifle, no? Like a single shot? Kind of like how this is filmed. He's going all out. No mercy. One-man army right here, man. I kind of expected them to kind of cut this part out and they actually would show the infected in the tunnels. Rather than this, you know?
Unhook her.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her. Move!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cover her arm. Fast.
Yeah, he's not playing around. Kind of nuts that that elevator's working. Not because, you know, the whole power thing, because I know they have power, but I feel like over so many years it would have rusted or, you know, something would have happened to it. But maybe they they worked on it a little bit. I don't know. Then again, I don't know a whole lot about elevators, so who am I to to question it?
But it isn't for you to decide.
Or you. So what would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you know it.
But you could have asked her. Still, you know?
Even after what you've done, we can still find a way.
I don't think Jill is justified in doing what he did, but I don't think they were justified in just, keeping her sedated and not asking her what she wants. It's a lose-lose situation anyway, you know? I don't think there is a right answer.
The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work. They've actually... They've stopped looking for a cure.
That's a bomb to drop.
Are people hurt?
Yes.
I wonder what... I mean, she knew Marlene. I wonder if she's going to ask about...
Is Marlene okay?
Yeah, okay. She's going to tell the truth?
I'm taking us home.
Oh, no, wait. Please. Let me go.
You've just come after her.
Yeah, man. Dark stuff.
Hey, wait. Back in Kansas City, you asked me about the first time I killed someone.
She's going to tell about Riley.
Her name was Riley. And she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
That's not on you.
I know.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope. You can feel like you've come to an end. And you don't know what to do next. But if you just keep going, you find something new to fight for. And maybe that's not what you
Swear
want.
to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Okay.
Same outro music too. Oh man. I was looking for after credit scene, but they don't have that. Let me give me a second. Oh my god. I feel like that was very short, man. Oh my god, yeah, it was 40 minutes. They could have definitely made this episode longer, man. Oh my god. Damn. Well, that was the last episode of The Last of Us. And Laura Bailey was one of the nurses. She is a voice actor too. I think she even did a voice. Was she the voice of Abby? I'm not 100% sure. But it was a good episode. I think what I really liked were the shots that were just straight out of the game. I really appreciated that. We got some, him like boosting her up, and she had to like grab the ladder. Very much a game mechanic, which is a nice callback. Um, and a lot of dialogue just straight out of the game too. But as I said, I did wish that we had at least some more infected. Like they had the time for it. Like this episode was 40 minutes. They could have had a 10-minute sequence of them going through a tunnel and having to like sneak away from infected. Man, that would have been killer, man. I would have really liked to see that. But I let me think if I want to talk about the real like the overall show, or just this episode for now. I think about this episode, I can't really like put my finger on it, but I don't really have much to say. Like I think it was just a good adaptation, you know. Like there was a lot of things just. It was like I was watching the cutscenes almost in a lot of ways, which is a compliment to the show. Um, but therefore, I don't really have a lot to talk about because there was nothing like new for me to react to in the sense of like, oh wow, I didn't expect that to happen, or I didn't expect that to happen, stuff like that. All I can say, it was a really good adaptation, and if you've played the games, I think you would agree with me. Um, I really like the way the scene in the hospital was filmed. Like I pointed out in the episode already, like I said as well, like I figured they would have like cut that a lot shorter where there were less enemies, because I do feel like it would make less sense for one man to kill tens of tens of soldiers, uh, compared to like a few infected and like sneak away from the rest. Um, but they kind of really showed him killing quite a lot of numbers there. Which it's not impossible, I guess, but it's very much a game thing where you run into hordes of enemies and you as the lone survivor making it through it. So that's why I expected him, or them to not really show that much of that scene. I thought maybe like two or three um, soldiers, and like maybe it was his room was much closer to Ellie's, where he didn't have to go through the entire hospital to get there, stuff like that. They could have done a lot of things like that, but it was a surprising scene for me in that regard. Um, but like I said, I really liked the way it was filmed with just the music, and the audio was a little like distorted, and you could really see the dark side of Joel, which I will say, in the context of this show, it feels a little bit out of character, and I think I've touched on it before, where you know when you have a guy who's we've seen he's not like he's not the best person. We know he's done dark stuff. He's talked about it, and we've seen him like beat up that soldier in like the second episode, I would say. Maybe it was even the first, but like in the beginning of the show anyway. um and obviously him like doing some illegal deals, and we know he's done some pretty shitty things, but his character throughout the show mostly has been pretty endearing, I feel like. And um we've seen him, you know not very hostile to a lot of people. I feel like in the game he was a lot more hostile and untrusting of people, and it took much longer time for him to warm up to Ellie. Um, and and I'm not saying they did an awful job portraying Joel. And this is just their version of Joel, for the show, and maybe that just suits Pedro Pascal better too. But when you have suddenly then like the last episode where he was torturing that one dude, or there was two guys, I guess, and him now just killing people, no mercy. It kind of feels a little bit out of character for me. Maybe you guys don't agree, which is totally fine. I'm not here to argue your feelings towards that. Um, that's just where I'm at, where I kind of feel like if they've shown a lot more of his, kind of darker side, I feel like it would have fit more with him in the show. Um, but still, a really good scene. Um, and pretty much everything that they've shown was almost straight out of the game. So again, I don't really have a whole lot to touch on in that regard. Um, I pretty much figured that they were going to show the giraffe scene. I mean, it's a staple of the game. When you think of The Last of Us, I think most people would think about that scene specifically because it was such an endearing scene, such a touching moment, not just for Ellie but for Joel and their relationship. And it was such a like beacon of hope in this otherwise hopeless world. Um, so they had to put that in there, obviously, and yeah, they really portrayed it well in the show too. I don't have any complaints whatsoever about that. The only complaint I would have about this episode specifically is the fact that the whole like section where they go into the tunnel and sneak past these infected, and then like Joel gets like stuck in that bus that was underwater, and Ellie almost dies, and Joel tries to save her, and then the fireflies, butt in and capture them. Um, I really would have liked to see that scene, and like I said, I definitely had the time for it. So I don't know why they would cut that out. I mean, maybe it's budget reasons. They didn't just have more budget for the infected, because the show has been very scarce with the infected, and just the effects that we've seen obviously have been phenomenal. Absolutely props to the costume department and the special effects department. Any of that, just absolutely fantastic. Um, but maybe like they just didn't have enough budget. That's kind of where I'm at, because that's the only reason I can see to cut such a scene out, because I think it was a very good scene for not just for the tension, but also Ellie almost died. That's just something you just cut out of the story. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was interesting that they cut that out. Um, if you've seen my previous reactions, I definitely gave a lot of thoughts about the show so far. Um, but I will give an overall like thought, my overall thoughts about the show. As I said before, I think in terms of like game adaptations that we've seen so far, this has probably got to be one of the best game adaptations that we've ever seen. It still had things that I think they could have done better. That's not to say that it wasn't a good show, because I definitely did enjoy it. I definitely warmed up to Bella Ramsey a lot more. I don't think she was the best casting choice still. Not that I have anything against her. I loved her in Game of Thrones. Um, I just don't think she was the best casting choice. But I think she did a good job with what she was given. And um, yeah, I that's all I got to say, honestly. Like, props to her. I think she definitely convinced a lot of people who were naysayers that, I kind of, basically all I'm seeing is like, oh, she was born to play Ellie and she's perfect as Ellie and she's so good. I definitely see some other comments too about her not being perfect for the role, but I do see, back when the show was announced and her casting was announced, I just remember so many people hating on it. And I personally, I did have the feeling of like, okay, she doesn't look like Ellie, but she may surprise us. That's kind of where I'm at always. When I hear casting announcement and stuff like that. I I don't judge until I see it. Um, I can definitely have like some feelings about it where I'm like, that's interesting. That's not someone I would have picked, but these casting people definitely don't cast someone just for the sake of casting them. Um, they usually have a plan, or they usually see something in that person. So I was definitely curious, and like I said, I enjoyed her performance in Game of Thrones a lot, and definitely was hoping for her to surprise me. And like I said, I definitely warmed up to her, especially towards the ending. I think the last 3 episodes, I definitely started to really appreciate her involvement in the show. Um, but I would say the first like 6 episodes, definitely not a fan. I think in some parts her acting wasn't the best. Some parts I definitely was impressed by her acting. So maybe she was just having an off day every now and then. I don't know. She is still young, Like I don't judge too harshly on a kid's acting. I know she's like 18, but still, she's still definitely still not developed emotionally. But yeah, I'm definitely curious because we're gonna have season 2, and from what I've heard, they intend to make it, make the part 2 of the game, um, in multiple seasons, and I think that's a good choice because the second game is a lot longer than the first, and there is definitely a switch halfway through the game. I won't spoil it in case you haven't played it, but there's definitely some sort of like switch, um, which makes for a perfect like next season, I would say. So I'm curious if that's why they would cut it off then. But yeah, overall, I think if I had to give this show a rating, I would say an 8 out of 10, which is a very solid grade. I really let me just check if I'm still recording. Yeah, um, I really enjoyed Pedro Pascal as Joel. I do think, I do think there would have been a better casting out there. I not that I have anything against him. I really enjoyed his performance in Game of Thrones, in The Mandalorian, basically anything I've seen him in, and I enjoyed his performance in this too. Don't get me wrong. I really, like I said, I liked him as Joel, um, but I think having someone who has a little bit more of an edge to him. I think Pedro Pascal is very soft. He's very much a softy. That's how he come across to me. And when you have someone like say Hugh Jackman in Logan, for example, or what I always perfect found a very good casting choice was maybe Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who played Jaime Lannister. I thought with him with a beard, I think definitely would have looked very much like Joel, as well. Um, and we've seen his range in Game of Thrones, and he's very good at playing a darker character as well. So that was one of my favorite casting choices that were rumored back in the day. Um, but I think out of the entire cast, I definitely think Pedro Pascal was the best casting choice. I would say. I did really enjoy Sarah too. Honestly, I will say, for the short amount of screen time that we've had with her, and yeah, I think most of the casting was pretty well done. I think you know, the race swaps of some of the characters I didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, why do we need to swap their race? It doesn't. I just don't like that. Whenever they do that, whether it's from black to white or white to black, I don't really see the point of it. Um, Maybe it was just for the inclusivity, or maybe they actually thought that certain actors were better for the part than the rest of the actors who came in to do auditions. But um, like I said, the makeup and costumes and special effects for the show were phenomenal. Absolutely no complaints about that. Um, and some of the scenes that they've added that weren't in the game definitely added to the story. Um, especially like the first parts where they kind of like explained the disease or infection. I really like that as well, and where we get to see some backstory on, like for example, this episode where we got Ellie's mom and kind of see how they knew, or where Marlene and Anna knew each other, and how all that went back in the day. Definitely, I really enjoyed those like backstories and with Sam and Henry as well. Um, there were some parts, like I said, that I wasn't a fan of, but overall, 8 out of 10 I think is a good grade, and I think if they can like polish up some of the things that I think they could have done better, season two is definitely going to be a phenomenal season. I wonder if Bella Ramsey would continue to play Ellie because she definitely looks very young, and in the second game, there's been a few years in between, in between the first and second game. So I wonder if they would do a recast or they're just gonna roll with it. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out when that comes out. It's probably gonna be about 2 to 3 years before the next season drops. So I'm not holding my breath for too long. I don't think it's gonna be like next year already, but yeah, guys, I hope you like my reaction. Let me know what you thought about the show in the comments down below, and take care of yourself.